The Nintendo Switch, one of the most interesting Nintendo systems out there, has loads of games, and it also has loads of Nintendo Switch ports. And it also has some pretty awful Nintendo Switch ports. But today in this video, we're going to be digging into my top 10 favorite Nintendo Switch ports out there for the system. Coming in at number 10 is Skyrim. It's Skyrim for the Switch. What can I say? Interestingly enough, this was one of the first Nintendo Switch games that was announced for the system, and something like Skyrim was just surprising to see on a Nintendo console. It's amazing to take this game out on the go, all in one cartridge. However, there is some disappointing things, such as no mods in this version, and from what I'm understanding with the game, there's none of the Elder Scrolls V Special Edition stuff within this game, other than some of the DLC. But it's an amazing port that when I was playing, I honestly thought it was at a locked 60 frames per second. It was so smooth, and it wasn't. It was at a locked 30, but the fact that I was thinking it was 60 frames per second, I think says a lot. So this is an amazing Switch port. Coming in at number 9 is Starlink. This is one of the few good Star Fox games out there that isn't a Star Fox game. You can find this game at a lot of stores for $5, and for $5, you will have so much fun with this game. If you like exploring space or just destroying stuff in space, this game is for you. Even if you love Star Fox, this game is for you. As with the Nintendo Switch version of the game, Star Fox has a part of the game. They even have exclusive Star Fox missions that make sense with the story, featuring Wolf, which is honestly pretty cool. Now, if only we could get a good Star Fox game that isn't trying to remake Star Fox for the 100th time. Nintendo, please reach out to Ubisoft. I don't know what is up with you guys, but the team over at Ubisoft, I'm not sure what developers made Starlink. We know it was Ubisoft, but the team that did Starlink, you guys gotta make a Star Fox game, because this game was amazing. It ran amazing. I did have a couple frame rate drops, though, I will say, but other than that, this game is 100% worth $5. Me personally, I wouldn't recommend any other version of the game other than the Switch, just more because of the whole Star Fox content of the game. Coming in at number 8 is SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. So yeah, I'm gonna get made fun of for having this on my list. And yes, compared to the other versions of the game, it doesn't look the best on Switch, but it's at a locked 60 frames per second, and that's pretty good for a Switch game that's on PS4 and Xbox One. And if you are a fan of Super Mario 64 or any other collectathon games out there, or just love speedrunning games, this game is for you. I've always recommended this game for people, and they always love it. Even adults. Don't let it be because it has SpongeBob on it the reason you do not play this game, because this game is very, very special. It is honestly one of the best Switch games out there right now. Not to mention, it is a very affordable game on top of that. Typically, you can find this game to $20 to $30, and for a game like this, that's very affordable because there's hours and hours amount of content that you can do in this game. Even if you want to 100% it, I mean, that's so much content right there. Very affordable, very worth it. Coming in at number 7 is LA Noire, the only Rockstar game on the Nintendo Switch. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. This isn't the most special games in terms of adding new content / features to the Switch version of the game, and it really doesn't look that much better than the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions of the game. But the game is a very fun and such a unique story that I can't comprehend it. And the fact that it's set in the 1940s, it's just a very different and unique game that I have played compared to the other games out there for the Switch. And to be honest with you, this game is a very cheap game. You can find this at least for $10. And for $10 for a Rockstar Games game, I mean, dude, it's very much worth it. And just don't expect any mind-blowing features for this remastered, because to be honest with you, compared to the other versions that they did with this game, they really didn't do that much with the Switch version. So if you have a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or just a PC, a solid PC I must say, I would say go ahead and pick it up for one of those. But if the Switch is the only console you have, and you go out of town a lot, then just pick it up on your Switch. It's still a solid port. Coming in at number 6 is the Bioshock Collection. What can I say? You have 3 amazing games all in one collection. That being Bioshock 1, Bioshock 2, Bioshock Infinite, which in my opinion, Bioshock Infinite is one of the most beautiful games out there. And it looks beautiful. Graphically, it just mind-blowing, and it's a last-gen game. So the fact that was a last-gen game, I'm still blown away by that. This is a more recent Nintendo Switch port out there, done by the company that did the Outer Worlds port. So don't let that make you think that the Bioshock Collection, that's going to be an awful port since the Outer Worlds port was awful. No, this was a very solid port, and I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like, this was a really solid port. I was surprised just because, you know, I was kind of doubting that this would be a good port, just for the fact that it's the same company that did the Outer Worlds port. All 3 games run amazing on the Nintendo Switch. Best of all, it's portably. I'm sure a lot of people want to play Bioshock Infinite on the go, and you can finally do that with this Nintendo Switch version. The only sad thing about this is that you have to have a lot of space on your Switch if you want to buy this. Because you have to download all 3 games separately onto your Switch. The cartridge just has just a tiny bit of Bioshock in it. It doesn't hold the full game in there. So just keep in mind, you need to have a lot of Switch memory if you want to buy this collection. It's a very affordable collection now. It retails for $50, but I've seen it go on sale for $20 sometimes. So if you're interested in getting this, I would definitely wait for a sale, because it goes on sale for pretty cheap. Coming in at number 5 is Doom 2016 for the Nintendo Switch. What can I say about this game? Panic Button demolished this Switch port. It is easily one of the best Switch ports out there. It's most of the time, to me, I feel like it runs at a locked 30 frames per second. Still looks amazing on the Switch, especially in handheld mode and docked mode. The game, it's amazing. I don't know how Panic Button does it. Panic Button has worked on the Nintendo Switch for a very long time. They've put out some amazing Switch ports. And Doom definitely is the cherry on top, because this game, it is amazing. Now, there is some disappointments. This game takes up a lot of space on your Switch, especially if you want the online mode. You have to download a whole nother separate thing just to have online. And on top of that, the game's been out since 2017, and if you want to count the other consoles, it's been out since 2016. And the price of this game, the lowest I've ever seen this go, is $30. So that it is a little bit disappointing, and I mean, I guess it all depends on you if you want to pay that, because obviously if you only have a Switch and you want this game, you're obviously going to have to pay either the $30 or $60. It still retails for $60, and it doesn't all the time go on sale for $30, so it's kind of a rare sale. So it all depends on you if you want it at that price. If you have the other consoles such as PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, you can get that game for literally $5 on there. So it's all a preference. It's all up to you. Just know that it's pricey and it takes a lot of space on your Switch. Coming in at number 4 is Crash Bandicoot: The Insane Trilogy. This is honestly one of the most surprising games to be on the Switch or just any other platform in general. In case you guys don't know, Crash Bandicoot used to be the PlayStation mascot. So to see him on the Switch, especially since Crash Bandicoot made fun of Mario, it's interesting. It's very interesting. But this Switch port is amazing. It's, to me, it'll lock 30. Don't know for sure about that. And it looks beautiful too. If you were to compare the versions, you can see graphically there is a little bit of a difference. But to me, it's not a dramatic difference. It's still the best. And for me personally, I would call this the best version of Crash Bandicoot. Because graphically, I see no difference. I mean, there is a difference if you compare the two. If you have both right beside each other, there's a difference. But to me, Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy is the definitive way to play on the Switch. Just because it's portable, runs good, looks good, it has everything, and best of all, something like this would usually take up a lot of Switch space. They managed to get all of the games in one cartridge, so I was very satisfied with that. You can see this game go on sale for $20, but it retails for $40, so it's up to you. I think paying for $40 is worth it because you get 3 games that are completely remade for the Switch with today's graphics. It's just awesome. This is a very, very amazing Switch port. Coming in at number 3 is The Witcher 3. Haha, did you see what I did there? 3. That was actually unintentional, but I'm going to keep it like that. The Witcher 3, I can't believe this is on the Switch. I seriously cannot believe this is running on the Switch. I'm going to be honest with you, this doesn't look great on the Switch, especially if you're going to be playing in docked. But you got to remember how big of a game this is. And the fact that they were able to put this on the Switch, it's amazing. I did sometimes have some frame rate drops as I was playing the game, but to be honest with you, that should be expected for a game like this. This is a huge game. And another thing, they managed to put all the DLC, everything ever released for this game, all in one cartridge and still doesn't take that much Switch space. I think it took like 13 gigabytes. That is a lot, but for something like this, that is very, 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 very impressive just for the fact it's The Witcher 3, it's all the DLC, and yeah, so to be able to play this game portably, because this is a very long game. I'm still not done with it. This is a long game. So if you're that person, obviously we're all staying home because of global pandemic, but if you were any other person, you might be traveling a lot, working, just job, traveled, all that stuff. Playing this on the Switch would be very beneficial for you because I'm not joking with you. This is a very, very long game. Especially with the DLC. I have no idea how long the DLC is. So the fact that this is on Switch, to me, I think is very beneficial. Again, because it's a very long game. Now, I will say, disappointing side of it. It's a pretty expensive Switch game. The lowest I've ever seen this game go for on the Switch is $40. And it is a more recent Switch title. It came out in 2019. But all the other versions, they're $10. Again, they've been out longer, but the Switch version, people call it Switch tax. You're paying a lot of Switch tax for this version of the game. And I mean, it's worth it. Don't get me wrong. It's very much worth it, especially considering the fact they got it all in one cartridge. It's amazing. It's all, again, like some of these games, it's all going to be your preference. Do you want to spend that much money for the Switch version, or do you want to play on your other console version? Either way, it's my number 3 best Switch game out there in terms of ports. Coming in at number 2 is Mortal Kombat 11. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This game looks ugly as crap on the Switch. It is one of the ugliest games on the Switch. Not going to deny that. But what I think it's so amazing about this is that they were able to put this on the Switch at a locked 60. Obviously, they chose frame rate over graphics, which with a fighting game like this, that's obviously the best decision to go with. And it doesn't look like ugly, but if you were to pull out all the versions of the game, you can see a major difference between the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, all of those versions. There's a drastic difference. And the game is very affordable. Like, it is very affordable. I just saw it on sale the other day for the Switch for $15. So you don't have to worry about paying that Switch tax. It pretty much retails the same price as all the other versions out there for this game. Now, there is another disappointing thing. Oh, not another. This is the first disappointing thing about this. It takes up a lot of gigabytes. Like, a lot. I'm looking at the back of the case. It takes 20, but I'm pretty sure I remember on my Switch it took over 25 gigabytes, and like, that's just being generous. I'm pretty sure there was way more than that. So just keep that in mind. The game runs amazing, but it looks awful. So that's all I can say. Coming in at number 1 is Doom Eternal for the Switch. Now, this is a more recent game, but I can tell you this is the best Switch port out there. Number 1 best Switch port. Another port made by Panic Button, the same people that did Doom 2016. And dude, this game is awesome. I can't believe this runs on the Switch. In my opinion, it looks better than what it did on Doom 2016. This game looks 20 times better than the Doom 2016 version of the game. And again, Panic Button just continues to shock the world. People thought Doom Eternal was not coming to the Switch. It was taking a while for it to come out, and they were just like, Panic Button was not able to make this game run on the Switch. What do you know? Panic Button comes in, baseball home run, and shocks everyone. This game is, in my opinion, locked at a 30 frames per second. Looks beautiful, and it's amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, there's some issues. We're getting into those issues now. It is $60, and it has never been on sale yet. If you look at the PlayStation 4, Xbox One versions of this game, I've seen those versions go for $20. So it's like, do you want to pay the Switch tax for this? Because, I mean, it is an on-the-go experience. And that brings me to my next issue with the game. It is a digital-only game. There is no cartridge for this game, which in my opinion, I'm really disappointed about that. We talked about it in my Doom Eternal review. Make sure to go watch that if you want to know more details on Doom Eternal and how I feel about the game. I have an in-depth review of the game. It'll be linked in the description below, but there's some issues with the $60 price tag, and it's digital only, so it's all gonna be in your hands to decide if is that a game that you want. I don't know, but it's one of my favorites, and that's why you're here. You're here to see my top 10 favorite Switch titles. So that was my top 10, guys. What did you guys think? Do you think I picked some great titles? Do you think I picked some awful titles? Let me know down in the comments below. Am I missing a title that you feel that should be on this list? Let me know. I swear I better not see someone that says, why isn't Outer Worlds number? Come on, I'm not even going to finish what I was going to say. Come on, be real with yourself. I'm not putting Outer Worlds in the top 10. That is easily one of the worst Switch ports out there. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about... And also, don't say WWE 2K18. Let's just be real with this. Be real with yourself. No. Anyways, guys, let me know if you enjoyed this video. Just let me know your list in the comments down below. I'm interested in this topic. I always love talking third-party Switch games with people, whether that's port, just straight up third-party content. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, check out our Discord server, and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.